Hey everybody, welcome back to my beauty channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I don't normally do get ready with me type videos. I did a few in the past, but I generally do just voiceover tutorials. But today we're going to do a get ready with me. I picked up a couple of new items that I want to try out. So that is what we're doing today. So if you want to grab you something to drink and grab your makeup and get ready with me, grab it and let's go. So the first thing that I do with my makeup is get these brows under control and done up here. I've got my Simple Human mirror in front of me in case you're wondering why the lighting changes, so I apologize for that. But yeah, so the product I use for my brows is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. Right now I'm in the shade Chocolate. I have gone from when my hair was a dark brown like it is now, but it was more cool toned, I went with dark brown. When my hair started to lighten up and I went blonde, I was using light brown, I believe, or medium brown, I think. And then when I dyed my hair dark again, I went with more of a warm tone in my hair, so I went with Chocolate. So that is what we are working with. This one is about out, but I actually have a backup already because James is too good to me. And I actually had to return that one because when I opened it to use it while we were on vacation, the cap was open and it was kind of dried out. So I went back to the Sephora where we were at, and she pulled it right out from like underneath, and the cap was a little loose on that one too. So I don't know what Anastasia's doing with their caps on their dip brow, but it's not good because it dries out. So once I get my brows done, we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and zoom you in a little bit more when I start to do my eyes. But so yeah, James and I actually just got back a little while ago from vacation. We went to Atlanta to visit my Uncle Johnny and Uncle Michael, and then we also went there to see a concert. As you guys may know, a couple of years ago, James and I went up there to see New Kids on the Block in concert, and we also stayed with my Uncle Johnny and Uncle Michael, and had an amazing time. And so when we saw that New Kids were going to be back in that area, we decided to go ahead and go again. Primarily too because the opening acts were Boyz II Men and Paula Abdul. Paula Abdul is James's like celeb crush from back in his teen days, and of course New Kids on the Block were mine, specifically Joe McIntyre. And so it was kind of one of those like, hey, our celeb crushes are going to be in the same spot at the same time, so we need to go. So my Uncle Johnny and Uncle Michael were gracious to host us yet again and spoiled us completely rotten, and we thank you for that. Trust me, we do definitely appreciate it. So we actually spent a little bit more time up there than we did last time, and so we really got to kind of enjoy the area and everything more than we did last time. I will say we stopped at a McDonald's on our way. in a town called Abbeville, Alabama. Guys, I got food poisoning. So a lot of the trip was it wasn't fun for me. My stomach was very unhappy, and it just, oh, it was bad. But it finally did, like, calm itself for the most part. There were some things that we wanted to do while we were there, and one of them was to go to Stone Mountain. I had hyped up the laser show so much, and James really wanted to see it, and I was so excited to take him to go see it. And we went up on a Wednesday, and we had been checking the weather in the week ahead to kind of get an idea of when the best day was to go. And the Thursday, the day after we got there, was the only day that didn't have any rain in the forecast and storms and all that. So we're like, cool, we'll go Thursday. So, can you guess what happened? We get there, and the lady says, you know, there has been some lightning and stuff in the area, so we may not be able to do the laser show. So just so you know, that's a possibility. So we're like, okay, well, I'm just putting some Urban Decay primer potion down on my eyes real quick, like. So we're like, okay, cool. So, and it didn't seem that bad at that moment. So we get in, we park, found a parking space right away. Everything's cool. There's, you know, a bunch of people there. Actually, more people than I thought would be there on a Thursday night. But, you know, hey, rock and roll. So we get there, and we're walking towards the lawn. So if you don't know what Stone Mountain is, it's just a park. It has a bunch of different attractions that go on during the day, but the big thing there is the mountain. They have Stone Mountain, which has a carving on it, and every night they do a laser show. And I haven't been to Stone Mountain or seen the laser show in 25 years. It was right after my grandfather on my dad's side passed away. And so I've been hyping this laser show up so bad with James. And so we get in, we find a parking spot, everything. And we walk in to the park area, and we go to get a soda and all, and we have blankets and towels and stuff to sit down on, because you actually sit on the lawn. I just put some of the Maybelline Age Rewind in the illuminating shade, and I just put this on my eyes to kind of conceal any dark circle, or not dark circles, but veins and all that, and to add as an extra primer. So anyway, we get our soda and all that, and start walking towards the lawn, and all of a sudden there's like this big crack of lightning, and it knocked power out for like maybe 5 seconds. Like, it wasn't that long, but I guess that was too close for comfort for the folks at the park, so they canceled the laser show because of lightning in the area. So we drove back on the interstate. We had, everywhere we went, we had to go on the interstate. And, which, oh, if you're not used to it, it's harrowing. It's a little crazy. So we had to drive back. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of the number 7. What kind of powder is this? This is the translucent perfect light loose powder. So yeah, we had to drive back because they weren't doing the laser show. A little bit disappointed, not gonna lie, because I wanted to see it. James wanted to see it. And as far as we knew at that point, every other day was going to be the same. So we were kind of like, crap. So the next day was concert day. It was Friday. And guys, the concert in and of itself was great, phenomenal. Boyz II Men, Paula Abdul, New Kids on the Block, they all know how to put on a show. But as far as the actual arena and so forth, it was probably one of the worst concert experiences I've ever gone through. We'll get into that in just a second. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing with my eyes. So, hi. So first, before we get started, this is the palette we're going to be using today. This is the Tartist Pro palette from Tarte. I literally just picked this up like maybe 30 minutes ago. And that's why I wanted to jump on and do this, because I wanted to play. What actually inspired this purchase was I fell into a rabbit hole of that girl Shake. So it was Throwback Thursdays, and she did a tutorial using this palette, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I actually did a Twitter poll saying, do I need this palette? And I only got one vote, but it was a vote for yes. So that's what we're gonna do. So it comes with like the little like lookbook kind of thing to show you how to use it. This is the palette here. It's actually a lot smaller than what I thought it was going to be, which is a good thing. It'll be easy to pack, but holy mirrored Batman, it's got a huge mirror. So this is the palette here. I think I'm going to do like, I'm going to stay with the warm, like kind of warmy shades, because that's what I'm feeling. So I'm going to take a Morphe M441. A Morphe M441, and I'm going to go into the shade Innocent, and we're just going to throw that in the crease. Hopefully I stay in frame. So anyways, as I was saying, the concert experience, like the actual experience with the arena itself was horrid. Oh, guys. Okay, so first of all, the traffic, I'm not used to. I mean, we have traffic here, but the one thing that I've always said about like Atlanta traffic is, yes, there's traffic, but it moves. So every time we went anywhere, there was congestion. So James actually brought up his phone to use Google while I had our GPS on, to see if there were quicker routes and all of that good stuff. And the Google was going to take us down this one, exit, and because we didn't realize that was the exit coming up, we didn't get over. We were right there, but the traffic just wasn't letting, like nobody was letting anybody in. It was kind of rude. So we had to go the way that the GPS was taking us, and it was just congested the entire way to the stadium. So we left at 3:30 because we were like, well, there's probably going to be traffic. The show didn't start till 7:30. but we wanted to get there, get some merch, you know, the whole deal. Now I'm going to take a Morphe M433, and I'm going to go into the shade right next to Innocent called Whimsy. And I'm just going to apply that kind of on the outer corner and into the crease. Ooh, holy pigmentation, Batman. Whoa, wee. Alright. I see you, Tart. I see you, Tart. So anyway. So we decide to leave at 3:30. We're like, we're going to give ourselves time to get there. We're going to, and then, you know, we might, if we have to, we'll just go grab something to eat or, you know, whatever, to blow time. So we hit congestion pretty much the entire way there. And, we got there at 5:30. Which we were still like, hey, it's, you know, we're still like way early, it's fine. So we get there, and I'm just going back over with that brush that I used to lay down Innocent and just blending that Whimsy shade out. So we get there, there's a little merch van, whatever, outside. So we're like, okay, we'll take a look at what they've got and see what we want. So we picked up a couple of things there. They did say that there was more merch tables inside. So we were like, okay, well, we'll get a couple of things here and then we'll check out the merch table inside. I think I'm going to go into, I'm going to pick up the same brush that I just used for Whimsy. And I think I'm going to go into this shade down here called Drama. It's kind of a burgundy shade. So anyway, we did that. But they didn't let us in. I guess they don't open the doors until an hour before showtime. So, so we're standing out in the Atlanta heat, and can't get inside the arena because they just won't let us in. And the staff is like literally just sitting there staring at all of us, sweating to death, and dying. You know, almost kind of like, you know, we're in here, you're out there, sucks to be you, kind of thing. And I just about dang near passed out from the heat. It was so bad. And so I was really upset, because I felt like I was about to die. And I actually, like, started to tear up a little bit because I actually thought like I was about to faint right there. I'm going to take the shade Vintage, which is this guy right here, and I'm going to just put that on my lid. So we stood out there for an hour, sweltering. I like started to cry, which made my makeup run really bad actually. So by the time we got into the lobby of the arena, which that's what my thing was, like, you know, you cannot let us into the actual, like, arena to get onto our seats, but you could have let us into the lobby so that we could get something to drink, we could get something to eat, because there's some restaurants in there, little, like, taco stand type restaurant in there, you know, merch tables, you know, we could buy our merch, and then you can, like, let us in, to the actual arena part to get to our seats later, but don't sit there and like watch us dying of heat stroke, and kind of mocking us as well. So anyway, by the time they let us in, I was not a happy camper. I'd already dealt with like a crap ton of traffic that infuriated me. I am not very good with traffic. Like, I get bad road rage. I admit that straight up. So yeah, there's the ice. Ooh. I'm telling you, I like this palette already. Definitely the same same quality as their other palettes, like their Tarte palette, their Tartist, they're not Tartist, but Tartlet palettes. So anyway, we finally get in. One of the shirts that I kind of had wanted, James tried to get for me, and they said they didn't have it. And I kind of showed my behind. I'm not gonna lie, and I felt really bad for James having to deal with me in that mood. But you know, I was hot. I was frustrated from driving and then standing out. Not driving, but frustrated from the traffic, and then frustrated from standing in the sweltering heat for an hour. And my makeup was messed up, so I was like really upset over that. And and I kind of took it out on him, bless his heart, because he didn't deserve that. Alright, so my eyes are pretty much done other than underneath, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do face makeup. I zoom back out for the face makeup. I've just got a couple of cotton rounds with some of the Garnier micellar water on them. That's what I always use to clean up underneath my eye, any product underneath my eyes, because it doesn't leave any kind of residue or anything. So then I just kind of go over my face as well, just to give it an extra cleanse. So anyways, I was in a very bad mood. I managed to somewhat salvage my makeup in the bathroom. And then we did find the shirt that I wanted, just not in the size that I wanted. They only had a large and extra large, I think. So I ended up getting it in the large because it was 100% cotton. So I'm like, psh, that will shrink. I'll just wash it in hot water and it'll shrink. So we get up to our seats, and we actually have pretty decent seats, considering I did not think that we were going to have as good a seats as we did, but we did. I'm going to just use some of this Lancome Energie de Vie. This is just kind of like a serum. I'm trying to, I get the Sephora Play box, as you guys may know, and I have so many samples now because I never go through them in the month, so I'm trying to use them up. So that is what we're using here. So anyway, yeah, we actually had pretty decent seats. So I was really excited about having good seats, and so then I started to feel better because it was like, okay, good seats, we're good. Guys, we had the absolute rudest people sit next to us. I get that, you're at a concert, you're having a good time, you want to dance and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. I'm the same way, I get it. However, Now I'm just going to put some of this Acure Moroccan Argan Oil. I've been adding this to my skincare routine. As you can see, I've kind of gone through a bit of it. But I just put this on for a little bit of extra moisture because I have very dry skin. And I find that it helps plump up my texture a little bit, so my texture on my face is not as noticeable. And it's 100% vegan, all that good stuff, organic and all that. I got it at Target. It was like 12 bucks next to the Burt's Bees, where like they sell the Burt's Bees. So anyway, so like I totally get it. I totally get that you're there, you're wanting to have a good time, blah blah blah. However, when you start dancing so crazy, I'm gonna put some of this Origins ginseng refreshing eye cream on as well. But when you're dancing, you know, when you're at a concert, you have to be courteous of the other concert goers and all that. And this woman was dancing around like she was dancing in her living room, throwing her arms up and stuff like that, and came very close multiple times to hitting me in the face. And so the last time that she did it, I, put my hand up to kind of make her aware that she was dangerously close to hitting me in the face. And she copped an attitude with me, and told me that that she was allowed to dance because she purchased tickets. And I said, and I did too, but I don't want to get punched in the face either. Just like calm down. So she continued to do it. So I'm going to put this Clinique Pep Start Hydro Blur Moisturizer on. So she continued to do it. She almost hit me in the face a couple more times. So I walked up and got one of the staff members of the arena to come down and basically tell her to knock it off. So after that, she moved over one, like she switched. There we go. After that, she moved over. She switched seats with her husband, boyfriend, husband, whoever he was. So that was fine. Boys and Men came on. They were amazing. Like, their a cappella voices are just, their voices all together and doing a cappella is like crazy. It's just it attests to, we had real talent back in the day. And there was no such thing as, auto-tune and all that kind of stuff. So that was good to see. Then Polly came out, and I thought James was going to lose it because that's his girl. And she put on such an amazing show. Paula, she's, what did we figure out? She's like 50 something. Girl still rocking it, let me tell you. She put on an absolutely amazing show. Not only that, but she would do a song or whatever, and then she would stop and talk about, believing in yourself and, not taking no for answers and stuff like that. Talking about when she was a Laker girl, she tried out like 3 or 4 times under different, like changing her name a little bit each time before they finally said, okay, you're a Laker girl. So it was kind of inspirational, actually, and so I really, really, really enjoyed her show as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spray a little bit of my e.l.f. Mist and Set just to kind of lock in that moisturizer. I always kind of do this through my lashes because I find if this stays on my lashes when they have no mascara on them, they can kind of get a little crunchy. I don't know why that is. So, anyways, Puzzle was amazing. And then the new kids came out. And like these guys, like I actually got to I mean, we weren't like close, like this close, but we were close enough that you could see who was standing there on that part of the stage or whatever. You could actually like see their face and stuff. And I'm telling you, this concert was so much better than even the main event tour. I don't know. This show is just, I guess because, I think for me, it's because they kind of went down memory lane, sort of. So they would do song, like they had a big, I'm just using some Pixie Brightening Peach Concealer, Corrector Concealer. They did like kind of going down memory lane, where they would do songs from all their different albums, including like their very first album. And it's funny because like I still remember this is a domed shadow brush from Real Techniques, and I'm using to kind of blend this out. But like I still remember those songs, and like I was instantly like, you know, what, 14, 15, 16 all over again. And they kind of, you know, went through their albums. And including their Christmas album, which was freaking hilarious. But they did, on their first album, there was a song called I Want to Be Loved by You. Is like as cheesy and as bubblegum as you can get. And they're basically just introducing themselves. Hi, I'm Danny, and I'm a Taurus. And they did a thing with their signs. I have no idea what that was about, but anyway. So they kind of did that one, and I just cracked up because, you know, I remember listening to that song like over and over and over again. So I just thought it was kind of funny that they would include those, you know, cheesy ass songs. So it was kind of nice. It was like a trip down memory lane for me. And James was just like in shock. I'm just putting some more of that age rewind in the brightening shade, illuminating shade under my eyes as well. James was just like, really, you know all these songs? Like, you haven't heard them in probably 20, 30 years, and you still know every word. Like, yep, I do. Because, like, to say that I was a fan of New Kids on the Block is kind of an understatement. I was obsessed. So, of course, I know all of these, all the songs. But anyway, I'm putting some of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer down. And this is in the shade, where is it? Light Ivory is the shade I have. I like this concealer, but it is kind of drying under my eyes, and with me being a little bit more mature, it's probably not good for me to have drying stuff under my eyes, but whatever. It does cover pretty well. But yeah, so the concert in and of itself, like once they came on stage and, you know, all the performers came on stage, it was really good. And then, so we left there, and oh my God, trying to get out of that place was a nightmare all in of its own. We had been waiting in line to get out for a little while, and nobody was moving. Nobody. Like, we were watching different, like, lines, and nobody was moving. And finally this guy came up who worked at the arena, and he was like, y'all trying to get home? And we're like, yeah. and he was like, they just opened up another exit, and told us how to get over there, and we got out pretty quickly after that. I'm just going to use my CoverGirl Outlast All Day Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation in 810 Classic Ivory. You guys know how I feel about this. Sometimes, since I did repurchase the Tarte foundation, the 12-hour Amazonian Clay foundation, I will add a little bit of that in as well, but since I'm not really like going anywhere today, I just felt like putting makeup on. I'm just going to use the CoverGirl one. But anyway, we got out of there, got stopped at a Waffle House along the way, and it was delicious. The waitress actually complimented my eye makeup, which was kind of funny because, you know, it had been cried off and all that kind of stuff, melted off by that point. But it was really nice of her to compliment my eye makeup. I posted a picture. Did I post it on Instagram? I'm not sure. I think I posted it on Twitter anyway, of my makeup. And basically I just followed Kathleen Light's pink sunset tutorial, I think. Because I was wearing an orange shirt and some like colorful flip-flops and all that. So, and I was wearing her MIA nail polish, which is what I still have on my nails. I've got to redo them. Probably tomorrow I'll redo these nails, but so, and she did that tutorial to kind of, she's doing like a series based on like makeup tutorials based on her summer nail polish collection. So, and that was the look inspired by MIA. So I was like, well, guess I'll just have to copy that. So, and it actually came out really well. I didn't add the orange to the bottom, to the underneath my eye. I just did the pink like really, really, really close to my lash line. And that seemed to work out a bit better for me. So, I loved it. Except for, you know, when I cried and my mascara or whatever it was just like streaked all down my face. It was terrible. I was so upset. So anyway, we did that. And then I guess was that the next day? No, Sunday. On Sunday. I think the next day we just kind of chilled at my uncle's house. And didn't really, we went out to eat and stuff, but we really didn't. We might have gone to the mall or something. But, you know, just to kind of bum around a bit. And then on the Sunday, my Uncle Johnny took us out to the Georgia Aquarium. Oh. Guys, seriously, if you're like, oh, what did I just knock over? My setting spray. Okay. If you're ever in the Atlanta area, like downtown Atlanta area, go to the Georgia Aquarium. Make that like a must-do because it was amazing. The only thing was that I made a comment and my uncle kind of laughed at me, is that I was getting a little bit nervous because all of the fish that were in the aquariums and stuff like that were bigger than I was. Oh my God. I've never seen such huge fish in my life. And they had one area that, oh my God, it was like, just like walking into Finding Dory or Finding Nemo. It was amazing. And they had whale sharks in there. They say there was 4 in there, but I only saw 2. They're huge. Oh my God. It blew my mind how big these whale sharks were. And it was just amazing watching them like just going by. And we saw otters and we didn't get to do the dolphin show because you had to kind of like sign up or whatever because they only had so many seats. And when we got up there, had already been sold out. I just put some of the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Light underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. So we didn't really get to see we got to see the dolphins, but not like the dolphin show. But oh my god, that place is so amazing. Just so amazing. And then my Uncle Johnny took us out because it had been a while, so I kind of wanted to go and visit my grandparents, my dad's and my uncle's parents, their grave, because it had been a while since I'd been out there. So my Uncle Johnny took us out there, and then we went back and just kind of like chilled and hung out. My uncle made pineapple burgers. Guys. I would have never, and I don't know why, but I would never have thought to put pineapple with a burger. But, it was so good. It was so good. So good. And just like the sweetness, and then the like savoriness of like the burger, and then the cheese, and so good. And then Monday we kept looking at the weather, and it had cleared up for Monday, and we literally were checking the weather like every 30 minutes. First, I'm going to start with my Fiona Styles. Very upset because from what I understand, this has been discontinued. I have the shade light medium, and basically I just kind of run my brush over all three shades, and then I just do a little bit of contouring right there. So we kept looking at the weather all day. Sunday, Monday, that was pretty much, we kept our eye on the weather for Monday night, because that was our last night in Atlanta. So I'm just bringing some down on the side of my nose as well to contour my nose a little bit. So anyway, Monday was going to be our last night in town. And so we debated back and forth on whether we were going to try to go back to Stone Mountain or not. I really wanted to see the laser show. James really wanted to see the laser show. But we were kind of like, do we really want to chance it and go out there? So we ended up deciding to go because literally 30 minutes before we left. Okay, and then I'm going to take some Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I love this stuff, if you can't tell. And I'm just going to take this Real Techniques brush and kind of blend out that contour. So we decided, we kept looking, and the weather said that it was supposed to be completely clear, and in fact it was supposed to be kind of like, I don't remember like what the percentage of chance of rain was, but it was like fairly, like maybe 40, and then it was down to like 30 or something like that. So like the rain chances were going down, and everything. So we're like, yes, we're gonna go. And so I decided, because why not? Let me tell you something. My skin had such a break, and I think this is why I wanted to do this video, because my skin had such a break on this vacation. I only wore makeup to the concert and to Stone Mountain the second night I've been on vacation. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. Well, 2 weeks, I guess, as of now, because it's like a little after 6, and I got off at like 5:30, I think, a couple Saturdays ago. So it's been like 2 weeks since I've been on vacation. And this is like the third time I've actually put makeup on my face the entire vacation, which I'm not mad about. But I have been missing it, so that's why I wanted to do this. Plus, I have new stuff to play with. But anyway, that day, during the day on Monday, we went to back to the mall to trade out my Anastasia Brow Wiz. And I decided that I was going to break down and get the Marc Jacobs Sugar lip gloss. And so, and I'm just taking some of this Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid. This is the illuminating one, so it's got more of a pink tone to it. And I'm just using, it's like the little baby Real Techniques sponge, and I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks and blend it in. So anyway, we had gone back to the mall to do that, and I decided to go ahead and go for the Marc Jacobs lip gloss. So I did that, and of course then I wanted to wear it, try it out, see if I liked it. So I decided to put makeup on to go out to Stone Mountain again. So right before we left, like 30 minutes before we left the house, to go up there, we checked the weather again, and it said the same thing, like partly cloudy, rain chances like 30%, whatever. It hadn't changed, so we're like, okay, we're gone. We're gonna do it. Yeah. So we get on the road to go to Stone Mountain, and guess what? It starts thunderstorming. And bad to the point where at one point I couldn't barely see the road because it was so intense. And James starts looking up, and it's like, now it's saying thunderstorms in the area for Stone Mountain. So we're like, oh my god, we're not going to get to see this show. Like, it's going to get canceled again. Then I'm just going to take some MAC Soft and Gentle, just to kind of set that liquid illuminator. Oh, and I just dug my nail on it. Yeesh. Okay, so we're like, crap, if we don't get to, drive all the way out there and not get, holy highlight Batman, and we don't get to see this doggone laser show, we're going to be upset. And this is just like a small stipple brush from e.l.f., by the way. So we're like, oh, this is so bad. This is not cool. So we go ahead and get out there. And I'm just going to bounce that little sponge again just to kind of meld that powder into. So we're like, oh my god, if we don't get to see the show, we're gonna be upset. So we get out there. By the time we got out there, the rain, everything had stopped. But they did have the severe weather alerts out and stuff like that. For my blush, I'm gonna use this from Tarte. It's a Tarte day. It's in the shade Party. It's Party. It's if you choose the Tarte birthday gift, it's the blush that comes in that. Love this blush. I hope they make full size of this, because I will purchase it once I run out of this one. But so anyway, everything had calmed down. There wasn't the weather calmed down. they did have a thing of like severe weather in the area, be prepared to take shelter, blah blah blah, but it calmed down, and they went on with the laser show. So we got to see the laser show. James was so happy. I was happy. And it's just nice. I mean, the rain actually kind of calmed the heat down a bit. So we actually and we thought about that ahead of time, and we brought some, like I brought me a sweatshirt, and James brought him like a zippy hoodie, and we actually needed it. It was cold. I mean, not cold, but chilly enough for just like a light sweatshirt, light jacket. And it was just so cool, just like sitting on blankets and towels and watching the laser show, and like sitting on this great big lawn, and the laser show was amazing. So I was very, very happy that we finally got to see it. James was too. We actually stopped on our way back. I'm going to take a little bit of this Hard Candy Fast and Fabulous setting spray. I'm just going to spray my sponge just to kind of get it a little bit damp. But we stopped at the same Waffle House on the way back and had another yummy breakfast. And James found him. I found a store called Second and Charlie's, or Charles, Second and Charles. I don't know. But basically, it's kind of like a Books A Million or a Barnes and Noble mixed with gaming stuff. But then you also can like trade and all that kind of stuff, and sell like video games and stuff that you don't want or whatever anymore. Such a cool place. I'm not gonna lie, it was very cool. And we found one of those up there where my uncle lives, and then we actually found one in Dothan, because we had to come through Dothan, and we decided to stop and get Long John Silver's, because if you've watched us for any amount of time, you know that that's our place. I'm just going to take some of this number 7 powder from before, and I'm just going to run that under my eyes. I go ahead and do my like blush and highlight and all that first. And then what I do is I take my sponge and kind of repat my under eyes, so that if my concealer creased at all while I was doing that, it blends it out, and then I don't have as much creasing problems. I actually figured that out from Wayne Goss. He actually did that as a tip, and it's been working brilliantly for me. So I'm just taking that powder, and I'm just going to kind of clean up my bronzer a little bit. But yeah, so we decided to stop and eat at Long John Silver's, which wasn't very good this time, which is very unusual. But anyway, we did that, and we're getting ready to get back on the road to head home, and we're at a light to get out onto the circle, and I look across the street, and there's a Second and Charlie. I had to go and look at that too. So we're in there for like an hour. My poor uncle like messages me on Facebook and it's like, you guys got home yet? We're like, sorry, we got held up in Dothan. But yeah, we had some moments on the in traffic going up there. Not so much going up there, I don't think, but like when we were going to Stone Mountain, or coming back from Stone Mountain the first time, we got off on the exit that we needed to get on, and somebody else, of course there's multiple people getting off on that exit, and this person, I guess, didn't realize that their left lane didn't continue all the way, and that they had to merge, and they almost merged on top of us. Thank God I was paying attention. Well, no, actually going up there we did have a situation. Somebody from out of town, I think they were actually from Georgia, was in the left turn lane at a light, and the light was green, but they weren't moving, and they were actually trying to turn right at that light, even though they were in the left turn lane. So they almost caused a multi-car pileup. And then the whole thing with the exit happened, and then on our way home, we were on the interstate. And, well, actually, on the way there as well, we got stuck in gridlock for a little bit because some kind of truck that was carrying like wood chips and stuff had like wrecked or something, and so they were trying to get that all situated. But we were on the interstate heading home, and this like wasn't a log truck, but it was like carrying like logs, but they were like cut up in like pieces, and all of a sudden like shit just came out of their truck. The car in front of us, I think, got damaged because they ended up pulling over, getting all the way over and stopped. But because I was, I don't get up on people's butt, especially on the interstate, because you never know what can happen. And so I was far back, and so I kind of like was doing this kind of motion to avoid like chips of wood and stuff coming at the car. And I somehow managed to miss them all. And then there was a chunk, and I mean, I'm telling you, it's probably about as big as this tissue box of wood in the road, and I managed to miss it. And it was like, okay, we've had enough of this. We don't need this kind of stress in our lives. So I'm going to finish up the eyes. I'm going to do some shadow underneath the eyes, and we are going to be doing it. Well, and lips, and then we'll be done. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I just zoomed you back in again so that we could finish up the eyes. We're going to go back into the palette, and I'm going to take the color Drama, which is the darkest color that we have in the outer corner there. And I'm taking it on an e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush. And I'm going to just, hopefully I can get in frame with this. I'm just going to go right underneath just like kind of on the lash line. And then I'm going to kind of connect it, kind of like pounce it right there to kind of connect to the other thing. So yeah, so we had some crazy moments on the road a little bit on this trip, way more than we did a couple of years ago. But I handled it. And that's the thing, like, especially like, the interstate freaks me out, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I guess just because I'm not used to it. Because I think people that live in areas where they have to, get on the interstate to go to work every day, like, it probably doesn't freak them out anywhere near as much as, like me. It's not bad. I mean, I can handle it. It's not bad. It's just, it gets a little intense. And it's funny because I feel like the streets or the lanes on the interstate are much more narrow than in a normal city, but whatever. I'm going to take this professional eye crease brush from e.l.f. and I'm just going to smudge that Drama shade out a little bit. And then I'm just going to go into Whimsy with that same brush. Oh, sorry, I'm only got thing right in the face. In the camera, sorry. I love the smell of these shadows too. Holy crap. So anyway, yeah. I'm going to go into drama again a little bit. Just to deepen that up a little bit. Yes. Yes. So, anyway, yeah. So, but we got home safely. And made all the appropriate calls and messages. So, then we had to go to Walmart as soon as we got back, because, you know, that's another thing. Oh my god. Like, we filled up, of course. And a little bit more of that drama shade on this side. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. I'm just taking my M433 from Morphe just to kind of blend that out. Yes, I love it. Love it, love it. I'm just going to curl my lashes. I got a sample of the It Cosmetics Superhero mascara, so we're going to do that. What I used for the concert was I think I mixed, did I just do Colossal? I can't remember if I just did Colossal or if I did Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. Not waterproof, and that was a big mistake. So anyways, I'm just using my e.l.f. lash curler and curling my lashes. But anyway, yeah, we made it home safe. Had a really good time regardless. And yeah, it was good. I'm kind of not sure if there's a show that I want to see that is going to be in that arena, which it was the Infinite Energy Center in Duluth, is where the show was. If I'll just skip the show because I don't want to go in there again. But I don't know, we'll see. I did get an email from the Energy Center. I really like this mascara. You know, like as for a survey. So I did the survey. I just don't understand why you wouldn't let people in. I mean, you know, I get if you're, you know, you have policies or whatever an hour before the show, but why? You could let people in. Like I said, even if you don't let them in to like sit in their seats or whatever, you can let them in to get, you know, so that they're not either freezing to death in the winter or sweltering to death and, you know, passing out from heat stroke during the summer. Oh, do you see that? Darn it. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead with the lips and then I'll clear that off. Anyway, so I'm going to use this Bare Minerals Gen Nude Matte Liquid Lip Color in the shade Smooch. I just put this up too, and it's just like a cool toned pinky shade. So, why not? I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. That is really ghostly. Ooh. I'm not sure about that, guys. This one may have to go back. Holy moly, that is. You see that? You see the whole lip? Not sure about that one. So I'm gonna blot this a little bit, and I'm gonna add some of the Marc Jacobs Sugar, which I do love. I don't know, guys. I don't like that. Okay, so I love the Marc Jacobs lip gloss. Ugh. I'm really upset about that because it's expensive. But I really don't like this Bare Minerals. I mean, it definitely looks better with the Marc Jacobs lip gloss on top, but I am gonna get. We're gonna go a whole new direction with this lip. Okay, so not a fan. It is very chalky looking on me. So, I mean, if the color in and of itself is very pretty, but it's very chalky on my lips. We're gonna go a new direction with the lip, but first I am going to just remove this little mascara mishap there. Okay. And then we're going to go in with Night Moth lip liner from MAC. Hopefully I can stay in frame on this. Okay, so I'm going to lift this mirror up. Okay, so hopefully, actually, you know what, let me use the mirror and the palette here. That might be better. I'll stay in frame a little bit better on that one. Okay, so Night Moth lip liner from MAC. This is gonna take me, this lip is gonna take me back to my early 20s. But you know, hey, YOLO. So I'm just going to line the lips. Okay. Okay, so Night Moth. And then we're going to keep with the Tarte theme, I guess. And we're going to go into the lip paint, Tarteist lip paint in the shade Acid Wash. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is very dark. And hopefully I won't get this all over my face. Alright. Uh-huh. Ooh. Guys. Can we just talk a minute? Oh. Ooh, very sticky though. I don't remember my other ones being so sticky, but that's alright. But I like it. It's kind of one of those that you're really going to have to be very careful with because it is so dark, but I am loving it. I am going to take my lip liner though and just kind of just kind of smooth out the line a little bit. Yeah. Digging it. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. So, yes on the palette. I really love the palette. Yes on the Tardis lip paint. I figured I would like this just because I have the shade Rave, and I also have the matte lip paint, which this is actually drying down like super matte. Like, and it's not transferring. Like, nothing. But I have the matte one in OG, which is like by far one of my favorite lip products. So yes and yes. Tarte, man, you're killing me. And then yes to the Marc Jacobs Sugar lip gloss. This sucker is pretty, and it doesn't add like, it adds a little bit of color to your lips, but it doesn't overpower, and it is so not sticky. Like, this is the unstickiest lip gloss I have ever had, and I'm so happy I got it, actually, even though it's expensive. But I do have a couple of pictures on my Instagram of the makeup I wore to the second night of Stone Mountain, and I was wearing this on top of Georgiana's Rock and Rose lip liner, and that's it, and it was so gorgeous. So we're just going to finish up here with a little bit of setting spray. So this is the Hard Candy one. I love this one, but for some reason it's like the pump is not as good on the last couple that I've gotten. So I just spray a little bit of that, and then I spray a little bit of the e.l.f. as well. Whew, much better. So anyway, if you want to see the this in action, check my Instagram. Guys, I am feeling this makeup. Okay guys, so that is it for this Chatty Get Ready With Me. If you have stayed to the end, thank you. I appreciate you. Have a cookie, have a virtual cookie, because you definitely deserve it. I love you guys. If you want to see more looks using the palette, or more looks incorporating this lip, or incorporating the Marc Jacobs lip gloss, let me know. I will be glad to do that for you guys. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.